Cali, Cali, Cali. I'm going back to Cali.
As you can see here on my screen, I have this young man, Aaron Bushnell. My God, he was 25-year-old U.S. Air Force soldier, and he just went to the extreme to protest what's going on in Israel and what's going on with the Palestinians. And it's very unfortunate. And whatever is going on, and if there's genocide like everybody is saying because of an attack or an attack that they rendered, I think on October something or whatever. But if I can recall, I think it was saying because they had been placed in an open air prison in Palestine, and they were restricted to a certain area, and if I'm not mistaken, and so they were frustrated and fed up, and they struck out, and then so that just opened the door for Israel to even go harder. I know that they continue to talk about, I think 1,200 people that were attacked on October something of last year from the Palestinians or Hamas. And, so was that strike was that for just out of the blue? Everybody was living in peace and harmony. Everybody was in their own area, and they just came up out of the blue, Hamas, and struck and, attacked 1,200 people and, took 1,200 lives. What provoked it? Anyway, if there is a genocide going on, it's very unfortunate because that's not cool. But whatever is going on over there is not pretty. It's very ugly and it's very unfortunate. We never justify and we never condone genocide. So if it's going down like that over there, and y'all need to cut that out. America, if you supporting any of that nonsense going on, if it's going down like that, that's not cool at all. And America is the first one to have their little dirty, little sneaky hands in something, sitting in the background being the puppeteer while, people are just, being mowed down. So hopefully, I don't think this young man would do something this extreme. And we're not going to show all of it, but we're just going to show a portion of it. And I think this was the after effects. But this is a young man, Aaron Bushnell. He was part of the U.S. Air Force. And this is pretty much what he was saying. I'm not going to show.
Can I help you, sir?
Well, they have. Let me go back because they. Okay, so that's all we're going to show, but there's a lot going on. It's very, very bad. It's not cool at all. Very unfortunate that somebody this young would have to do something this extreme. Whatever in the hell is going on over there, war is never pretty, But if it's one-sided, that's even worse. If it's one-sided, So I don't know what's going on. We really don't know what's going on because Black America, we really don't, know the full details because we hear one side from the Jewish people, then we hear another side from the Palestinian people. But whatever's going on, I know that if America is backing it, it's some BS. I know that if America is backing it, because I know that the put over there was in 1948, and it's been hell over there ever since then. So I'm not surprised that it's being said that these people are trying to take over the land, trying to control everything like they do. They was taken from Germany. They was taken from Germany, because Hitler was on their tail, and then it was put over in put over in Israel. They cleared out the Aboriginals and plopped them right there. So I guess ever since they've been there, they've been trying to take over everything like they always do everywhere they go. Instead of being grateful y'all got out of that hellhole in Germany when Hitler was in y'all tails and wiping y'all out, you would be grateful and thankful to go to another, landmass and have some peace. And then you over there acting a fool and causing havoc over there. So what's really going on? What's the real story behind you guys? Because it seems like you guys cause havoc everywhere you go. And you try to play this old role, and try to point fingers at everybody else, and you everywhere you go, you bring destruction and trying to take over and just trying to monopolize and control everything and everybody. Sit your behinds down somewhere. You guys are irritating it. Ugh. Anyway, y'all, I just wanted to touch on this real quick so we can, we're gonna just, get back to, what's going on and over here in the States, and that's just very unfortunate. But I just had to touch on it. And hey, what's up, you guys? It's this Cali B back in the place to be. It's like, woo, y'all know every now and then. You got to handle your business on your end, and then you got to jump back in the pot because everybody's on social media now. Like, it would have been better to come out like in while the pandemic was going on, but I had a lot of stuff I was on my plate. I was doing in-home care at patients, so I had to start then. But this is much of a challenge because these are just like the people like myself. I am naturally gifted as far as journalism, and communications is my passion. Journalism is my passion. Social behavioral science and political science, and just entertainment and entertainment news. And I've always wanted to be a news reporter. That's been my passion. But I just hated the robotic way that news reporters report. So I said I'm going to bring a different flavor to my news reporting. But it's like everybody and their mama is trying to have a podcast, and it's you would think it would be for the the people that are just trying to come up and just everyday people. You're people coming from the masses that start from the dirt and just come up and build themselves, like myself and like so many others that have been on doing this for 10, 15 years. The young ladies and the guys that have been putting blood, sweat, and tears into their podcast and just growing it from the soil. But then here comes all this AI and these put together sites that are just full of total clickbait and lies. That should be something that they should want to clear out because it's clogging the algorithm to me. It's like these clickbait sites, these AI sites, they have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and they're total AI sites. It's total trash. Nobody wants to hear no AI crap because they can't. You can tell it's AI because they can't pronounce the names right, and they just repeat the same thing. And there's no personality behind the voice. It's just monotone, whatever voice that they set it on. It's just trash, and it's like clickbait, and it's just not accurate. It's totally made up, and it's just clips put together. So that's very unfortunate because it's clogging up, from the true talent, the people, the true people that are trying to come in here and grow their page. But it's okay because I'm going to navigate through all this bullshit. I'm going to navigate through all of it because all that trash is going to simmer out because it's clickbait. Like, what the hell are you guys just ambushing the game? And it's like, it's cool because listen, you have to, it's competition. It just keeps you up on your guard, and it just makes what you do more unique and more standoutish compared to everybody else, because everybody knows who they are. Everybody knows the people that's been here 10, 15, 20 years, or doing podcasting and doing as a blogger or content creator, which is cool. But the new ones, we are just fighting for a position. So it's just like, you have to find your niche and you just have to go for it. And that's what the hell I'm doing. What's going on, y'all? What it do? What's up? This is Cali B TV. What's going on? Y'all know y'all got a new auntie on the block. What it do? Okay, so this young man right here just said, hey, the hell with all this BS. That's why the numbers are down and people trying to enlist in the military here out in America, because they see that this country is full of SHIT and they are not for the American citizens. So it's like, why the hell would we, our children and our young people enlist in this crap when they get paid peanuts and they are full of S because they don't look out for the military. They don't look out for their veterans. They don't look out for them. Look at all the homeless veterans, and they're looking out for illegals and their non-citizens better than they're looking out for actual veterans, and they're treated like crap. And their VA when you go to the VA and try to get something done, it's horrible. It's horrible. So nobody wants to go through that. Nobody wants to deal with that. These young people are like, the hell with y'all, and giving them the middle finger. Y'all want to bring all these of age men from all other countries and from other, being released from prisons, put their asses in the military and see how that work out for you. Because they lazy, don't want to do anything. That's why they over here taking advantage and sucking up all our resources. They said 90% of them are on the welfare system. They're on social services. They're getting prepaid credit cards and getting 8,000 to 9,000 a month for their living expenses, cars and you know, iPods and free phones and clothes and shoes and food and everything. They just living it up and they're just sucking all of our resources. And all of us should be upset and angry about that. All of us Americans, I don't care what race you are, we should all be furious about that because they're taking up opportunity. They're taking up our resources. They're able to file for Social Security. And that's supposed to be depleted in 12 years. Where y'all think all this money is coming from? And then we have the nerve to be financing Ukraine and Israel. We have the nerve to be financing Ukraine when Russia is kicking their ass and Israel. We need to mind our own business, not give a dime more to any of these foreign countries and put that money into the American citizens, into the infrastructure and into reparations for Black Americans and to the infrastructure of American period and building up our people and building up our homeless and building up our young people and giving them opportunities and making sure that they're on point. The hell with all these other people and shut that border down. If you guys want to do something, y'all, while you judges are sitting up there talking all that yin yang, you guys would shut that border down. Now you done shut everything else down and you done stopped and put a halt on all types of things that was coming up through the pipeline, but you can't stop that border. You can't shut that border down. You're full of it. So cut it out. So I said, rest in peace to this young man. Cali B is going to be interviewing Donald Trump, you guys. I'm going to interview Donald Trump because I was very offended by these two. This one right here, Kristin Welker. Girl, you guys are so disrespectful. Now, I know Trump is trying to put his words together because he's used to talking to his alt-right crowd. He's not really used to having, to speak to the Black Americans and, other minorities because he's just used to that alt-right. So, he's trying to get it together. So I need y'all to go ahead and work with him. But Donald, Mr. President, Mr. Trump, I think that the way that they interviewed you was horrible. I think that they were very unprofessional and they're supposed to be professional. Now take me, I'm a professional and there is no way that I would have spoke to you like that or disrespected you like that or cut you off like that. They were out of line. They were an embarrassment. They were very disrespectful. That was totally unnecessary. It was ugly. It just made them look bad. And so I want to be the one to first call out their total lack of respect. Older adult, you're supposed to have a certain amount of respect. And Kristin and the other tight lip, the little thin lip mean one, neither one of these ladies had any respect for him. They were very disrespectful and you guys need to be checked. And that's what Cali B is doing. Kristin, you a skank and you were out of line. You were unprofessional. And I don't know where did you think you going with all that. But of course, MSNBC is biased and they're Democratic, ran and owned and operated. So they're going to have this bias, but you are supposed to be non-biased. You're supposed to be able to conduct an interview without all that hoopla. Clear, blatant, biased. Clearly. I mean, you guys try to act like, Jim Crow Joe Biden is just as innocent as they come, and he has all kind of dirt. So call it both out. Don't just rail in on one person and try to make that person look bad or seem like the enemy and not call out the BS on Jim Crow Joe Biden's side. That's why people are turning against you guys. Don't you guys get that? The public, the everyday people are watching. We're looking, we're listening to the way that you guys are handling him. And this is why people are rooting for him or starting to, lean towards him because they feel for him because it's like, this is what you guys have been doing to people that are without a voice or people that are of the Black race or people that are low income or people that are just don't have the resources or finances or people that live in poverty or whatever. This is what you guys have been doing to people forever. And you just railroad and you just ambush and you just walk all over them. But this is the 45th president. How dare you guys show such disdain and disrespect for him? So Donald Trump, I'm going to be interviewing you. You do not need to sit down with your girl Cali B, and we will have a great interview. We will have a very productive interview. Okay, it will be awesome, and then it will give you a little bit of insight and give you more of an understanding, the connection with, the Black American people. You know what I'm saying? Because you have gone through things that Black Americans have been going through since slavery. You know what I'm saying? So you've gone through it, and they're coming after you because you're doing things against the grain. And so you can understand and you can relate. So you sit down with Cali B, I will show you the utmost respect, and we will get some conversation and some dialogue going, and I will give you a chance to get it all out and say what you have to say, and then I will give you my feedback and my input, and then maybe you can have a better understanding of the Black community, and from a realist, not from some old fake coon type females or coon type dudes, that's kikiing and cacaing, instead of just being straight up with you, letting you know about the, what's going on, the relationship, and what's going on and the condition, and understand your position. And we all have room for growth and change. Nobody is perfect. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you may see this in one way, but I think that you are a very clever businessman, and you will understand the plight, and you love America, and the Blacks are the foundation of this country, the Black foundational Americans that built this country, built this nation, and we have a love, and this is our land. This is our land. We've been here the longest. This is our land. We're not going anywhere, and we want to invest in our own land. All these immigrants are loyal to their country first. Everybody that's over here that's from another country are loyal to their country first. And they will book up out of here if we're attacked by China, or when we're attacked by whomever. They're going to book back to their country. Where are we going to go? Where are the foundational white and Black Americans, or whomever, going to go that have hundreds of years of history here, and our ancestry goes back hundreds of years. This is all that we know. This is ours. We were here before any and everybody that's here now. We were here before all. Okay, so I will be interviewing Donald Trump, and I will show these lady, Kristin, and the other, how to conduct an interview properly with the former president, Donald J. Trump. We're going to get down to the brass knuckles. We're going to get down to the nitty gritty. And when we're finished, when Donald Trump is finished interviewing with me, he's going to have a new perspective, and he's going to be able to actually see the benefit, and making sure that the Black voters finally, not including the Mexican, not including the Dreamers, not including the Asians, not including the others, not including the red natives, everybody else have theirs. They're getting their reparations right now, or they've gotten it. We're not talking about them. They are excluded. We're talking about exclusively Black Americans. And I feel that if you really sat down and looked at the ones that we're talking about, the only ones that qualify, it's not all of the 13% that qualify. Maybe at the most 5 to 8% qualify for the reparations. That's it. And then the other ones, they don't qualify because they don't have they're not lineage based. And then the other percentage are the ones that opt out, the ones that said that they don't want reparations. And there are Blacks that do not want reparations, so they're going to opt out, and they're going to, all the ones that's talking about it now and saying that we're not going to get it, and stop begging and stop it, you're going to be opted out, and you're going to make sure that you're opt out, because you're not going to be able to come back and say, oh no. You're going to be opted out. All the ones that saying that they don't want it, we don't need it, we shouldn't be having our hands out. Those are the ones that are going to get opt out, and you're going to be opted out. Everybody that's saying that those are the ones that you guys don't want it. That's your right. You don't want to pursue it. You think that we should not keep asking for it. We need to stop begging and have our hand out. You don't qualify or you're going to opt out because you don't want to be a part of that, because we're not going to get it anyway, right? So we're going to opt all you guys out. So that's going to bring it down to really about 5 to 7% that are left that we're going to have to deal with. That's it. So, like I said, I'm going to be the first to interview Donald J. Trump, and he's going to be able to understand and relate to what I'm saying, because he's a businessman, he's professional, and he's been through the ringer, and now he sees what our people have gone through, and he will be able to understand it and relate, because he's not going to get it from no whitewash wannabe white person that's in black skin, like a goofy Candace Owens or dumb Larry Elder or buck-tooth Tim Scott. You won't get from none of the bootlicks, none of the coons. You're gonna get it straight from the black grassroots that you will look to and respect, as vice versa. We're gonna stand on ours like you stand on yours. You know what I'm saying? And we have been here and we have contributed. Our parents and grandparents and grandparents have fought in every war and did not get any of the GI, but did not get any of the funding, did not get any of the benefits that everybody else got. So we are due what we are due, period. And nobody's not trying to take up. We are a small percentage. We just want what's ours, and we're going to make our area beautiful, and everybody is welcome. We're not trying to, put nobody out. We welcome everybody. We are not a violent people. We just need to get our finances and our communities back together, and we'll be good. You're always going to have an underclass. As long as you have people that's coming over here, and as long as you have people that are just drug addicts, and you have people that are just not going to do right by whatever they get. You have people that are in the red natives, and they're alcoholics or drug addicts, and they just didn't do right by the reparations. And there are going to be people that won't do right by the reparations. They choose a street life. So you're always going to have that element. That element is going to always be there. We built this country, and we deserve to what we are owed. And this is a blood debt that's owed. This is a lineage-based debt that's owed. This is an overdue debt that's owed. And it's time to do right by the descendants of the builders of this great nation, period. And it's not going to be everybody. It's only going to be anywhere between 5 and 7%, because you don't want to be a part of it. You say stop begging. You say, stop asking the what. All those that are saying that, you're going to be opted out. Every last one of you. You're not going to have a choice, because you didn't want to be a part of it. And they won't have no problem with opting you MFs out. They won't have a problem with that, because they don't want to pay it anyway. So the smaller that we can get the number down to, the better off it'll be for us. So like I said, it'll be between 5 to 7% of African Americans that will qualify. And that's it. So I'm just going to go over and show you guys some of the highlights of this Kristin Welker, and how very disrespectful that she was to our former president, Donald Trump. We're going to show you guys some highlights on both of these two disrespectful skanks interviewing the president. Meet the press. Meet Cali B. Donald Trump, you don't have to deal with this. You didn't have to deal with this. This was outrageous. So, Brother Trump, we're going to, have you do an explosive interview with Cali B. This will be my first professional interview, and I'm shooting for the stars, baby. I want the top dog, and that is Donald Trump. Okay, Donald Trump has been a part of the hip hop and our culture and our lives as a businessman. He has been inducted on rap songs, and we've been hearing about Donald Trump forever in a day within the rap music. So let's not act like we have not. And it's definitely not about no cooning. It's just about being realistic and going to the area, going to the location of where we are going to be able to get what's needed. There's a protocol. And I think this is the most reasonable person that will look at this as a business investment. The cuts need to be made, and so that we can be paid what is ours. This is a blood debt that's overdue. And trust and believe, out of the 5 to 7%, half of us will do right by it, and the other half won't. They'll just blow it off, but it'll be blown off here in America, buying American products. But the other 3%, 3.5%, it's going to contribute. It's going to boom the economy. It's going to boost the economy. That's what it's going to do once we get our reparation. It's going to boost the American economy. Don't you guys see that? It's going to boost the American economy. So we are not the target. We are not the target for everything negative. Y'all need to cut that out, because if somebody getting y'all behinds and if another country attack y'all, you guys are going to be coming to us and our men and our young people, to join up and to get up into that military and defend this country once again, like we fought in every war. How dare you guys sit up here and make us the underclass when you got a bunch of illegals coming in here that are not loyal to this country? You guys have to be out of your mind to keep going on this demonic trail. You hate blacks that much that you would rather have a bunch of illegals come in that are not loyal to this country, that's tearing this country down, that's ripping off this country, robbing, stealing, and killing, and that's using and sucking up all our resources. They're not working. They're not working. The ones that's working is the ones that's been here. Those are the ones that's working. And maybe a few of these Ukrainians and a few of these Afghans that are driving these Ubers. That's about it. They're not doing nothing major. No. The ones that's working is the ones that's been here. Okay, the ones that's been here before 2020. Those are the ones that's working on the construction site. They've been working on the construction site and sitting up at the Home Depot parking lots. They've been doing that. So, like I said, we're going to go over this, see her disrespectful interview with Donald Trump, our 45th president.
When it comes to your documents, did you ever show those classified documents to anyone?
Not really. I would have the right to. By the way, they were declassified after. Not that I can think of. Let me just tell you, I have the absolute right to do whatever I want with them. I have the right. I was negotiating with NARA. Do you know what NARA is?
The National Archives.
Extremely left group of people. Extremely left. And I was negotiating with them. All of a sudden, they raided my house. They didn't raid the house of Joe Biden. They didn't raid Obama.
But Joe Biden didn't ignore a subpoena to get those documents back like you did.
And so that's the question. 1,850 boxes.
But that's the question that investigators have, I think, is why you held on to those documents when you knew the federal government was seeking them and then had given you a subpoena to return them.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Can I talk?
Yeah, what's the answer?
Do you mind?
I would like for you to answer the question.
Okay, it's very simple to answer.
That's why I asked it.
It's very simple you're a nasty person, I'll tell you.
Girl, you're doing too much and you're so disrespectful. It's like, why do you guys have to be that disrespectful? The bottom line is he's still the president. He's still the former president, and he deserves respect just like that Jim Crow Joe Biden deserves respect. He's your senior. How dare you talk to him like that? But I got you, Donald Trump. Don't even waste your time. Don't waste your time interviewing with people like that anymore. Interview with someone like me, and then you're going to put me on the map. You're going to blow me up and say I might even be able to run with you as your vice president. Instead of him being Jim Crow Joe and Kamala Harris, it'll be Donald J. Trump and Cali B, the VP. Okay, pull me on to run for your VP, and I guarantee you I'll get more done than that Kamala Harris did. She was trash. All I got to do is learn the ropes and hook up. You give me a nice, cool staff that know what the hell they talking about, that knows the law and know the rules. Give me a nice young staff, and then give me what I need to know and what I need to read and get into, and I guarantee you I will master it and master my position and handle what needs to be handled. I guarantee you it don't take a rocket scientist to get it cracking in that field. They don't be doing nothing but going from place to place. They don't even report to work. They be all over the place. Kamala still haven't visited the borders. So I can guarantee you I can do that job. I can do the job, and I will be fair across the board because I am a foundational Black American woman, and my lineage is here. My hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years back, my lineage is here. So I'm loyal to this country. Okay, so it'll be Donald J. Trump and Cali B for VP. Yes, like that. It'll be that part in the house. Then we're gonna take a little look at his little red bottom tennis shoes, his little gold. This is a style of an older man. Look at that, an older white man with his red bottom. So he got his little red bottom tennis shoes. It's costing $400 bill. Okay, so yes, those are Donald Trump's red bottom tennis shoes, and those are for older white gentlemen. Anyway, I think I heard a newscast. I saw someone on the news on Fox News talking about how that him having those red bottom tennis shoes, he can relate more to Black people. No, not gold, but they are maybe a collector's item. Anyway, we're gonna move right along to Kristin Welker. Now, Kristin, she's a half a skank. She's not as bad as the Kaitlan skank. You know, she wasn't too bad. She was bad, little tight-necked, tight-lipped, but she was disrespectful, but not as bad as this Kaitlan chick. Now, this Kaitlan chick, girl, you are so out of line. It's like you were scolding a little child, and that's just so disrespectful. So we're going to see some clips. Yes, from Kristin Welker, Meet the Press, her interview with Donald J. Trump.
When you go to bed at night, do you worry about going to jail?
On the role he played in challenging the results of the 2020 election.
Were you calling the shots, though, Mr. President, ultimately?
As to whether or not I believed it was rigged, oh, sure. It was my decision.
On the charges he's facing in the classified documents case.
You asked a staffer to delete security camera footage so it wouldn't get into the hands of investigators. Did you do that? It's false.
But let me tell you what.
Would you testify to that under oath?
I'll testify.
And
You guys already know where this is going. So this was last year, September of last year, 2023, right? And then you saw the first one, the tight-lipped girl, the Kaitlan Collins, the very disrespectful one that everybody cheered when he checked her about being a nasty person, a nasty individual, which she definitely is a nasty individual when it came to this situation, and very disrespectful. Ease up, tight lips. That's probably why your lips so tight. And now this is Kristin Welker, and this is her, I guess, her coming out, Meet the Press. So she was very nasty too. I don't think she was as nasty as the tight-lipped girl, but she cut him off. She was very disrespectful. So I'm just gonna go through a couple of the scenes, and then we'll take it from there.
Why would I tell you that? Listen, Nancy Pelosi was in charge of security. If she didn't turn down the soldiers, you wouldn't have had January 6th.
Did you call military or law enforcement?
Girl, there she go. Wait, let me see.
January 6th.
Did you?
She really trying to catch him. I think he was like, why would I tell you? That's the Trump was, he was really shading her on the down low. Why would I tell you that? Look at you all. She's all tensed up. Girl, bye. You sound silly and you look ridiculous. Okay, you doing too much. I guess this was her first little. When Trump and I do our interview, he don't have to worry about all this tightness. We are going to have a nice, cool, relaxed, professional environment. Not like this tight-mouthed chick trying to score brownie points for her MSNBC leftist side. Girl, bye. You are biased. Go on, tight neck. Let's hear what else you got. What else you're going to ask Mr. Trump?
Call military or law enforcement.
What?
Did you call military or law enforcement at the moment the Capitol was under attack?
I'm not going to tell you anything. I do that.
But
and now
Nancy
I understand.
Pelosi doesn't have the authority that
the
you
police
have as
testified
commander-in-chief, though.
Listen to me, Kristin. Listen to me. I understand that the police testified against her, the chief very strongly against her, Capitol Police, great people. They testified against her, and they burned all the evidence. Okay, they burned all the evidence.
I believe it. I believe it. See, Trump is experiencing something that we are not, the natural, the normal, the regular masses, the regular people like us have no clue what goes on in those politics. They are the most corrupt people on the face of this earth. I think all politicians are around the world. They are so scandalous and so pathetic. And the more money that they have, the more scandalous and pathetic they are. Continue, Trump. I believe him. I believe him. I think he has seen things, and he now knows things that he's like, whoo, these MFs are something else. They are. They something else. They are worse than any Blood, any Crip, any Chicago little dudes out there gun toting. They are worse than any gangbanger out there. Continue.
They destroyed all the evidence about Nancy Pelosi.
You are facing 4 indictments, 91 felony charges.
If you would say it properly, I'm facing 4 Biden indictments. He told the Justice Department to indict him, or Merrick Garland said, let's indict him.
When you go to bed at night, do you worry about going to jail?
No, I don't, really. I don't even think about it. I'm built a little differently, I guess, because I have had people come up to me and say, how do you do it, sir? How do you do it? These are corrupt people that I'm dealing with. They're destroying our country. They saw this happening, and he went to the Attorney General of the United States, and he told them, indict Trump.
There's just no evidence of that, Mr.
Why?
President.
Because you mean
but let's stay on track.
Look at all the lies he's told.
Mr. President, I want to talk about
Kristin, wait a minute. Wait. Could I say one thing? Look at
Because it's important that we hear from you about all of this. Tell
Well,
me
I'd
what-
like you to, but you keep interrupting me.
asked a staffer to delete security camera footage so it wouldn't get into the hands of investigators. Did you
It's
do
false.
that? It's
Totally
false.
But let me tell you what
Would you
else.
testify
Let
to
me
that
tell-
under
sure,
oath?
I'll testify.
You testify to that under
Look,
oath?
The election was rigged. Let me just tell you. I said the last thing I'd ever do is give myself a pardon. I could have given myself a pardon. Don't ask me about what I would do. I could have, the last day, I could have had a pardon done that would have saved me all of these lawyers and all of these fake charges, these Biden indictments. They're all Biden indictments, political.
About the issue of abortion, which is
Okay.
important to a lot of voters all across the country.
With Hillary Clinton, when we had the debate, I made a statement, rip the baby out of the womb in the 9th month. You're allowed to do that, and you shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Again, no one
and
is
again,
arguing
listen,
for that. That's
look,
not a part of anyone's platform, Mr.
The
President.
Democrats are.
Democrats don't want that
So
either.
we're
But
gonna come together.
I want to know what you want. I want to know what you're going to do if you're
We
reelected.
are going to
Would
come
you sign
together.
federal legislation that would ban abortion at 15 weeks?
After birth. You have New York State and other places that pass legislation where you're allowed to kill the baby after birth.
What's
What's going to have to happen is you're going to have to. Kristen,
please.
you're asking me a question. What's going to happen is you're going to come up with a number of weeks or.
You see how disrespectful she is? You see how she keeps trying to cut him off because he's weighing into these old dirty, demonic Democrats while they're sitting up here in New York and another state. I think he said that you can actually get a freaking abortion after the child is born. After the child is born, you can get an abortion. And she's sitting up here trying to cut him off. And, oh, the Democrats, girl, shut up with your tight neck and your tight mouth. You're very disrespectful to a senior, to our senior, and to the former president. You and that old Kaitlan cockmouth. Okay, I'll probably have to delete that, but whatever. These two, Kristin and Kaitlan, the KK sisters. You two KKs, y'all are disrespectful, and I don't like it. I don't like how you're handling this interview. You're trying to be all rough and tough instead of being a professional lady or a professional woman doing your job. You're biased, baby girl. And it's not cute. It's not pretty at all.
I don't think you should be allowed to have abortions well into a pregnancy.
But what about the question I just asked you?
No, we're going to agree to a number of weeks or months or however you want to define it.
At the federal level?
It could be state or it could be federal. I don't frankly care.
So you're not committed to a ban at the
I
federal
will say
level?
this, everybody.
Your former Vice President Mike Pence believes that a fetus should have constitutional rights. Do you believe?
You know what? Girl, shut up. She getting on my nerves. She is just beating a dead horse. Girl, move on. He'll let you know the details and we'll get all, get down to the fine line and to the nitty gritty and to the brass knuckles when we get there, when he's reelected.
Mike Pence had no exceptions. I have exceptions, by the way. I think people should have exceptions. I think if it's rape or incest or the life of the mother, I think you have to have exceptions.
Does a fetus have constitutional rights, Mr.
And a lot of
President?
people,
Should a
that's a
fetus
big
have
statement.
constitutional rights, Mr.
Oh my God. Like, girl, what is wrong with you? She is so freaking annoying and irritating. Ew. What the hell are you talking about? A dang fetus having... He's sitting up here telling you the mother, the child, the mother, whether it's the R word, maybe whether it's incest, and then her tight neck and her tight mouth still keeps harping on the same BS. Move on, girl. You are a terrible interviewer. Trash. Straight trash.
He wanted, you couldn't have abortion.
But what
at all.
are you saying?
Now all of
What
a
do
sudden,
you think?
excuse me. Now all of a sudden he's saying 15 weeks. I said, wow, where did that come from?
You see how rude she is? A tight neck and a tight mouth. Ugh. You won't have these problems with me, Mr. Donald Trump, our former president. You will not have those issues and any of those problems. We will have a wonderful, productive, very informative interview. Ugh. I just cannot believe this. This is disgusting. Let's go ahead and finish this out because she's getting on my nerves. She is getting on my dang nerve so bad. I really want to get ugly, but I'm going to keep it professional. I'm going to keep it very professional.
Given that President Putin has bombed maternity wards, 20,000 kids
It's all
kidnapped
terrible.
from Ukraine by
terrible.
Russia, mass graves. Do you welcome his support, his all but endorsement?
Look, I said Nord Stream 2, people that were sophisticated, military people and political people never heard of Nord Stream 2.
Do you see how biased she is?
Because China, he's another one I got along to until we had the China virus come in. Once it was like, you know, I made a great trade deal with China, one of the greatest deals ever made for the farmers and for the manufacturers. $50 billion a year is a great deal. I don't even talk about it because once COVID came in, it was like, I didn't want to talk about anything. I was a much different person. What happened to this world, not our country, the whole world. I had a great relationship with President Xi, really great relationship. And he was going to stop fentanyl from coming in. He was going to do a lot of, he was going to criminalize it if you made it. You know, in China, they have a death penalty for drug deals. He was going to make that with fentanyl dealers too. But then the election didn't work out and he never had to do that.
I know you've been, President Xi were to invade. President Biden says he would.
I won't say, because if I said I'm giving away, you know, only stupid people are going to give that.